Hi everyone and welcome to another video from DisplayRepair.com. In this video we'll show you how to take off electrical connectors, also known as D-type connectors, on VW Group cars. We'll be showing this example on a Skoda, but it can be used on a Volkswagen, of course, Audi, Seat and others. So stay tuned. DisplayRepair.com. Be sure to visit us at our website DisplayRepair.com, where you can find more useful car and driving tips. Before we start, just a few words about these connectors. They're called D-type, namely because of the shape of the connector. If you look at it from the front, you'll notice the D shape. This shape has the main purpose of preventing you from connecting it the wrong way and causing any problems with the electric and electronic circuits. Also, these connectors are known for their durability towards vibrations, filth, moist, heat and other harsh elements that lurk within the engine bay. The downside to this is that in order to be so durable, they have locking and sealing mechanisms which aren't intuitive to take off like some other sockets are. They have a certain system for disconnecting, and if you don't obey it, you'll probably end up damaging or breaking the connector. Take hold of the connector and push it forwards. You'll feel some minimal play. It won't move much, just slightly. Pull the plastic clip on the connector. It's best to do this simultaneously when pushing the connector inwards. Immediately pull the connector off. If everything is okay, the connector will come off without any resistance whatsoever. It just slides off. So once more, push the connector in, pull the plastic clip and take the connector off. So you take the connector, you press it a bit like this, pull this up and wiggle the connector off. Once you want to return it, just press it back and let it click into place. You shouldn't use excessive force. Always remember that there is a system for taking these connectors off. If you don't follow the procedure, you won't take it off in one piece, trust me. Lots of brute force used for pulling, budging, twisting and else will not help or will only damage the connector. Don't use inappropriate tools. These electrical connectors are meant to be taken off by hand. A common mistake is using pliers, screwdrivers or else to take them off. Just like with excessive force, the connector usually ends up damaged. In some cases, like in hard to reach places, you can use certain tools, but do so with caution and care. Don't pull the connectors by the wires. If possible, never touch the wires coming from the connector, especially on older cars. These wires are both thin in most cases and fragile if they've aged. Lots of people, especially if they lose patience when taking the connector off, rip off or damage the wires. If this happens, know that a connector replacement has to be done. The procedure of changing it is not that much of a problem, but it can be if the connector is not accessible. Damages due to inaccessibility. When the connector is in a tight spot, try to make some space for your hands if possible. In tight spots, you may be forced to use various tools or poke around the connector, which may lead to damage. If possible, and if it doesn't involve serious dismantling, try making some additional room to take off the connector by hand. As you've seen, it's not that hard to do. The most important thing to know is to follow the procedure from the manufacturer. Anything else will lead to damage and further problems. Use tools only when you have to and when there's no option, but even then be very careful. On older cars, be extra careful as the plastic becomes brittle and fragile over time and is much easier to damage. So that's it for this time. Hope the video helps. Please like and subscribe, it's a huge help for what we're doing. Thanks for watching and thanks for your time.